You brushed your teeth today, or at least you probably should have. A toothbrush, toothpaste, mint flavor, clean water. For most people, brushing teeth is such a normal part of life that it barely deserves a second thought. But have you ever wondered something strange? How did ancient humans clean their teeth? After all, toothbrushes are relatively modern. Toothpaste is modern. Dentists are modern. Ancient humans had none of these things. Yet, their teeth still mattered. A painful toothache today is unpleasant. A painful toothache thousands of years ago could be life-changing. It could make eating difficult, sleeping difficult, surviving difficult. And unlike today, there were no pharmacies, no painkillers, no emergency dental appointments. So how did ancient humans take care of their teeth? The answer begins much earlier than most people realize. In fact, for much of human history, people did not need to clean their teeth as much as we do today. That sounds surprising, but ancient diets were very different. Before agriculture, humans lived as hunter-gatherers. They ate meat, fish, nuts, roots, wild fruits, and various plants. What they did not eat was large amounts of refined sugar. Sugar is one of the biggest reasons modern humans develop cavities. The bacteria living inside our mouths feed on sugars. As they do, they produce acids. Those acids gradually damage tooth enamel. Eventually, cavities form. Ancient hunter-gatherers consumed far less sugar than modern people. As a result, dental decay was often less common. That does not mean their teeth were perfect. Far from it. Ancient humans still suffered from tooth wear. In many cases, their teeth wore down much faster than ours. Food often contained tiny particles of sand, dirt, and grit. Grinding grain with stone tools could leave microscopic fragments of stone inside food. Over years of chewing, these particles slowly eroded teeth. Some ancient skulls show teeth worn almost flat. Yet, despite this wear, cavities were often less common than those seen in later agricultural societies. Everything changed when farming arrived. Roughly 12,000 years ago, humans began cultivating crops on a large scale. Grains became dietary staples: wheat, barley, rice, corn, and many others. Agriculture allowed populations to grow. Civilizations emerged. Cities appeared. But there was an unexpected downside. Dental health often worsened. Grains contain carbohydrates that break down into sugars. The more people relied on these foods, the more opportunities cavity-causing bacteria had to thrive. Archaeologists frequently observe an increase in dental disease after the adoption of agriculture. In a sense, civilization created a new dental problem, and humans needed solutions. One of the earliest methods of cleaning teeth was surprisingly simple: chewing sticks. Many ancient cultures used small sticks taken from particular trees and shrubs. The end of the stick would be chewed until the fibers separated. The result looked somewhat like a primitive toothbrush. People could then rub these fibers against their teeth, removing food particles, plaque, and debris. Versions of chewing sticks have been used for thousands of years. Some are still used today. In certain regions, the miswak stick remains popular. Interestingly, some of these plants contain natural antimicrobial compounds. In other words, they may have genuinely helped reduce harmful bacteria. Long before modern science understood germs, people had discovered effective dental tools through observation and experience. Ancient Egyptians also cared about dental hygiene. Archaeological evidence suggests they used tooth cleaning powders. These mixtures could contain crushed minerals, ash, powdered eggshells, and other abrasive ingredients. The goal was simple: scrub away buildup from the teeth. The results may not have tasted pleasant, but they likely helped clean the tooth surface. Ancient Greeks and Romans experimented with their own dental remedies. Some used cloths to rub their teeth. Others used powders made from crushed bones, shells, charcoal, or minerals. By modern standards, some of these ingredients sound unusual, even alarming, yet they reveal an important truth. People understood that teeth required maintenance. They might not have known exactly why, but they recognized the consequences of neglect: bad breath, pain, loose teeth, difficulty eating. The connection was obvious. Dental care was not only about appearance, it was about function. One of the most fascinating discoveries comes from ancient dentistry itself. Archaeologists have found evidence that some ancient humans attempted dental procedures thousands of years ago. One famous example comes from what is now Pakistan. Researchers discovered teeth that had been drilled using primitive stone tools roughly 9,000 years ago. Think about that for a moment. 9,000 years ago. Long before modern medicine, long before electricity, long before metal dental equipment, someone was already attempting dental treatment. The procedure was probably painful, very painful, but it demonstrates something remarkable. Humans were actively trying to solve dental problems. They were not simply accepting tooth pain as unavoidable. Throughout history, toothaches remained among humanity's most common health problems, and some cultures developed creative solutions. Herbal remedies were often used to relieve pain. Certain plants possess mild numbing or anti-inflammatory properties. Others may have helped reduce infection. Ancient healers frequently experimented with local plants in search of relief. Again, they rarely understood the biological mechanisms involved, but they observed results. and observations were often enough. As civilizations expanded, dental knowledge slowly accumulated. Egyptians recorded medical information. Greek physicians discussed oral health. Roman writers described methods of cleaning teeth. Knowledge that once existed only through tradition gradually entered written records. This allowed ideas to spread, to survive, and to improve. Still, ancient dental care had serious limitations. Nobody understood bacteria. Nobody understood cavities at the microscopic level. Nobody knew about plaque biofilms. People could observe symptoms, but not causes. Many incorrect explanations emerged. Some believed toothaches were caused by tiny worms living inside teeth. This belief appeared in multiple civilizations and survived for centuries. It sounds strange today, but without microscopes, people had little way of knowing what was actually happening inside the mouth. The true causes remained hidden. The breakthrough would come much later. Eventually, scientists discovered microorganisms, bacteria, the invisible organisms responsible for much of tooth decay. For the first time, dental disease could be understood scientifically. This transformed dentistry. Toothbrushes improved, toothpaste improved, dental treatments improved. Preventive care became possible. But modern dental hygiene did not appear overnight. It emerged gradually, through thousands of years of experimentation, observation, successes, failures, and shared knowledge. In many ways, the story of brushing teeth mirrors the story of medicine itself. Ancient humans noticed a problem. Food became trapped between teeth. Teeth became damaged. Pain followed. So they searched for solutions. Sometimes those solutions worked. Sometimes they did not. But each generation learned something from the previous one and passed that knowledge forward. The first people to clean their teeth probably had no idea they were helping create one of the most common daily habits in human history. They were simply trying to protect something valuable, their ability to eat, to survive, to live without pain. Today, billions of people brush their teeth every day. Most spend only a few minutes doing it. Yet that simple habit represents thousands of years of human curiosity and problem solving. From chewing sticks, to powdered minerals, to primitive dental drills, to modern toothbrushes, the journey has been surprisingly long. And it all began with ancient humans looking for a way to keep their teeth healthy in a world without dentists. A small problem, a simple solution. And another fascinating example of how human knowledge slowly accumulated across generations, until eventually it became something we now take completely for granted.